Hey, y'all, hey, I'm Beatty, and welcome to Rave Talks. Here at Rave Talks, we set a standard for the EDM scene. We promote inclusive safety and well being at events. This is an interesting mix of my passions and discoveries. So, together, y'all, let's be plur. Ooh, welcome to season 5. Y'all, I cannot believe we're here. I'm still so humbled at the fact that we are officially here. This season, we have so much in store for y'all, like officially seeing my beautiful face in this lovely studio. These shows to me are so fun. They will always be a mix of being here in the studio and live with us at a festival. And honestly, I can never thank you guys enough. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for y'all. So before we dive into today's episode, I had one quick announcement. If you have ever wanted to be a content creator for the EDM scene, please go to our website. It's ravetalks.com/content-creator-program and sign up to be a creator for us. It's all about promoting and spreading the love of inclusive safety and plur within our community. It was that feeling of being accepted and loved, regardless of what I looked like, who I loved, and what I brought to the table that really made me feel so welcomed and safe and excited to be a part of. We just want to continue to spread that message, and if you would like to help us do that at the next festival or EDM concert you attend, go sign up. Anybody can join. It's really fun. Like, there's strength in numbers, and I'm just really excited. It brings me so much joy and excitement to be able to spread that type of positivity. Like, nothing compares, and it makes me even more happy that you guys are helping us do so. So, all right, okay, moving on. Femme way. Y'all, it's March. It's National Women's Month. Year-round, we celebrate women. That is us. We are her. But this month especially, we like to emphasize even more why we celebrate her. So we're going to address safety advice from a few female artists we all love and know, talk about sexual assault, consent, and how we as women have paved the way in so many areas in our scene, and share a very exciting interview we had with an incredible female DJ I am not sharing until we get there. But before we continue to Rave Soup, here is a fire drop from Elevated. Rave Soup! Okay, so y'all, Rave Soup is where we share with y'all all the fun interviews we do at festivals. On today's Rave Soup, we asked a few artists to share safety advice for both men and women at EDM events, and this is what we got.
Are some great tips you can share about safety at EDM events for men and women? I would say keep your friends close. Always have a buddy. I'm not going to say that, like, you need a protector of a man, but, like, have a guy that you trust in your group, at least, to, like, watch over you and make sure that nothing is weird is going on. But, yeah, stick with your ladies. You know, there's power in numbers as well. And make sure not to take drinks from other people. Oh, my gosh, yes. Yeah. Or put the slip covers on the drink. Exactly. That's a great idea.
I've done a lot of work with end overdose, passing out testing kits and Narcan. I think that everyone, everywhere, should have Narcan. It hits close to home, and I implore you to bring Narcan if you can, and just keep watch over each other. That's all we have, really, at these events. You know, there's so much going on to just take care of each other. For women... Girl, you already know. You already know.
I'd say water is your best friend. Water. And then I think just like the culture of, I think when it comes to, I guess would be more for venues and stuff, just like a culture of consent and like is like very important. Like I know I have friends who do this, it's called Good Night Out, and they do kind of these like seminars for event spaces about like consent and ways to kind of stop any like guess creepy behavior, as we'd call it. Yeah. So I think like also like venues can do a lot to help too.
Get earplugs. I have tinnitus in both ears now, like severe. It doesn't go away. And I heard sometimes back in the day, like, maybe you should wear earplugs, but none of my friends were. And I feel like the message is still not getting out there. I've had chronic tinnitus for about a year and a half now, and now I wear earplugs every single time. But I never had good quality custom earplugs. I always was, trying the really cheap pairs and then finding them really uncomfy. So, you don't want to end up having like a tone in your ears 24/7. So do that.
I feel like it's like the whole like see something, say something thing. Like I even see it when I'm like traveling, just because like you never know. Like I travel so much. Like sometimes I'll see like girls, or sometimes I'll see like kind of like, it's never my business to be anyone else's business. But I'll just see like situations, and it's just like, hey, like, are you okay? Like just like ask, because I don't think anyone's ever gonna be upset for you going up to them and saying, hey, like, I just want to make sure you're good, because on the off chance, on the 1 out of 100%, your 100th, faction that something is wrong, like, you could have really prevented something for being like a disaster.
I think look out for one another and make sure, like, if you see somebody like visibly like having a hard time, go check in on them, make sure they're okay. If you are with friends and you guys are partying or you're having a good time, make sure that you're giving people water. Kind of like step up, be the rave mom a little bit. Like just make sure the people around you are doing good, and like as long as your circle's good, like, you're good. And if everyone's kind of doing that, then we can keep everybody safe and just keep spreading love, keep spreading positivity.
Rave Safe Alert! Each episode will always have this little segment sharing safety at events. PLUR stands for Peace, Love, Unity, Respect, and Responsibility. The last R in that, responsibility, to us mean as a raver to look out for your neighbors and hold some accountability for ourselves. Like, don't expect to go to these events and have everyone else take care of you unless that was planned and agreed upon beforehand. So for Rave Safe segment today, fair warning, I want to talk about something that's a little heavy, and that is sexual assault and consent. Touching someone without their consent is not okay, period. According to the CDC, 1 in 3 women have been sexually assaulted in America, and about 1 in 9 men have been sexually assaulted in a public place. In 2018, 43% of female festival goers under the age of 40 reported unwanted sexual behavior at a music festival. Stories of sexual violence in the music industry are coming in at an alarming rate. And if you are a victim and want support, please go to rain.org. They have a national sex assault hotline and all these resources. Creating safe spaces, and most importantly, our own safe spaces, is so vital, y'all. I did a lot of research and came across a TED Talk presented by Caitlin V. Neal, and she really dives into safe spaces. Like, why are safe spaces so important? And well, safe spaces are environments where individuals feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment, discrimination, or harassment. Safe spaces provide an opportunity for people to connect, share experiences, and support one another in a nurturing environment. So creating a safe space could involve establishing ground rules, promoting inclusivity, actively listening to others, and addressing harmful behavior. Consent is permission. Permission to do something or not to do something. I have witnessed raver safe spaces being completely violated at festivals and have personally endured that as myself. And the hardest thing for me is truly witnessing that happening to someone else. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you become a witness to such harmful, awful behavior? Right to Be is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to ending harassment in all its forms. They actually created a bystander intervention with a set of simple and safe tactics that they call the 5 Ds, and that is distract, delegate, document, delay, and direct, that enable you to assist individuals experiencing harassment, acknowledge that harassment is unacceptable, and show to those around you that they possess the ability to enhance community safety. So I'll just briefly break down what each D in the Right to Be bystander intervention means. The first D in it is distract. So distraction serves as a subtle and creative method of intervention. It's a way to disrupt incidents of harassment by diverting attention away from them. The fundamental principles of effective distraction are refrain from acknowledging the individual engaging in harassment and instead engage directly with the person who is being harassed. Avoid discussing or alluding to the ongoing harassment. Instead, initiate conversation on a completely unrelated topic. So some examples of like something that one can do in that situation is like pretend to be lost and ask for directions to the bathroom or to another stage from the person being harassed. Ask about the time or what stage you're currently at, or talk to them about something random as long as it takes attention away from the person who is harassing them. Another option is like accidentally spill your drink or water or drop an item like candy or something to create a disturbance to divert attention away from the harassment. The effectiveness of distraction lies in its ability to intervene in harassment discreetly. So if you possess a creative or a reserved disposition, or if there is concern that openly confronting the harasser may provoke further escalation, distraction presents itself as a subtle and viable option for intervention. Also, let me just say again, these are just options for if somebody wants to help in situations. There's no judgment or pressure to ever do so if you do not feel comfortable. The second D is delegate. Delegation involves seeking assistance from a third party to intervene in instances of harassment. The fundamental principles of delegation are identify a delegate who is prepared and willing to offer assistance. Often an ideal choice is some type of security or worst case scenario, someone nearby. When delegating someone to assist you, strive to communicate clearly what you are observing and how you would like them to assist. Now, in my opinion, I strongly suggest in worst case situations, really ensuring the person you ask to delegate is sober and coherent. So examples of actions you can take is communicate to your delegate like, hey, I believe that person with the red hat is causing discomfort to that person in the blue sequin fit. Could you help me remove them from the situation? Or could you distract by positioning yourself between the two while I check if the blue sequin fit person is okay? Like I said earlier, the delegate could be someone in authority within the space, like a security person, medical, festival staff, like ground control, or worst case, engage with someone nearby who has also noticed the situation and may be better positioned to intervene. Collaborate to develop an intervention plan. Sometimes people think can I delegate the police to intervene in harassment? You should refrain from involving law enforcement unless you have talked to the person being harassed and they have explicitly requested police involvement. This precaution is necessary because some individuals may not feel comfortable or safe with police involvement, and Right to Be really does go into depth about that, and you can find resources about that on their website. The third D is document. Now, this is something we see often on social media. Documenting an instance of harassment involves either recording or taking notes of the incident. Document their appearance, what they're wearing, all the bits and pieces. While it can be beneficial to document harassment, it's crucial to do so safely and responsibly. Here are some key points to consider when documenting harassment is obviously first, evaluate the situation. Determine if anyone is already assisting in the person being harassed. If not, consider doing another strategy from the 5Ds, because recording someone's experience of harm without ensuring they are receiving assistance can potentially exacerbate their trauma. If someone else is already providing assistance, then assess your own safety, and if you're secure, proceed with documenting. Second, consult the person who was harassed about their preferences regarding your recording and or notes. Never share it online or use it without their explicit consent. There are several reasons for emphasizing the second point. Experiencing harassment can be profoundly traumatic for the individual affected. So sharing another person's traumatic experience without their consent is not conducive to or supportive, effective bystander behavior. So being subjected to harassment or violation already strips away one's sense of empowerment. Publicizing images or footage of a person being harmed without their consent can further diminish their sense of agency. If the documentation circulates widely online, it can thrust the individual into the public eye in a manner they may find distressing. Sharing footage of someone being harassed in a manner that breaches privacy or legality can also subject that individual to like a myriad of legal complications, again, without their consent. So by taking such action, we may unwillingly thrust themselves into like something that is uncomfortable. The fourth D is delay. Delay intervention is even if we're unable to take immediate action, we can still positively impact someone who has experienced the harassment by reaching out to them afterwards. Harassment often occurs swiftly or in passing, so it makes it challenging to intervene at that moment. However, we don't have to disregard what occurred and move on without acknowledgement. By checking in on the person who experienced harassment, we can help comfort and support them. Some examples of how one can delay are ask about their well-being and assure them that you witnessed what happened and recognize it was not okay. Offer your support and ask if there's anything specific you can do to assist them. Propose accompanying them to their destination or staying with them for a while. What I like to do is actually suggest walking them to a safe space or a medical area at a festival. Organizations like Safer Spaces at festivals and Good Night Out talk about safe space initiatives that multiple festivals incorporated into their festival grounds. So you can also offer further assistance with filing a report if they choose to do so. So if you've documented the incident, ask if they would like to access the documentation. Most importantly, respect the victim's decision to report or get help or whatever they choose to do. You should never pressure the person on actions they take, especially because it is never too late to receive legal justice. And again, if you go to rain.org or Good Night Out, there are resources to further assist in those conversations about reporting incidents. Last is direct. So direct intervention involves addressing harassment by directly naming the inappropriate behavior and confronting the person responsible for causing harm in that moment. This should be approached with serious caution due to its potential risks because the person being harassed may redirect their abuse towards the intervening bystander, or the situation may escalate further. So before deciding to respond directly, it's crucial to assess the situation by considering the following questions. Are you and others physically safe? Is the person being harassed physically safe? Is it unlikely that the situation will escalate? Can you confirm if the person being harassed wants someone to speak up? If you can answer yes to all of those questions, you may consider a direct response. So when intervening directly, it's also important to keep it brief and to the point. Avoid engaging in dialogue, debate, or arguments, as this can again potentially escalate to the situation. If the person harassing responds to your direct intervention, shift your focus to assisting the individual who was harmed rather than engaging further with the aggressor. So if you choose to intervene directly, some examples of what you can say are, that's inappropriate, that's disrespectful, that's not okay, that's harassment, that's not PC. Please stop right now. Leave them alone. They've asked you to leave them alone, and I'm here to support them. So it's essential to prioritize safety at all times and avoid putting yourself or others in harm's way while attempting to help someone. Always consider possibilities that are unlikely to result in harm. A note about safety: we don't ever want you to get hurt while trying to help someone out. So always prioritize safety and consider possibilities that are unlikely to put you or anyone else in harm's way. We all go to festivals, we all go to music festivals to have fun, let loose, and connect with others while seeing our favorite artists. We're all there to have a great time, but sometimes things happen. So if you see something, say something. or don't. There's no judgment. But if you'd like to be an active bystander while witnessing harmful behavior, I hope this bit of information was helpful. Again, if you would like to know more about this info, go to Right to Be's website. Oh, also, Calling All Crows has a free fan course called #HereForTheMusic, Preventing Sexual Violence in Live Music. That course provides knowledge and skills to prevent, interrupt, and respond to sexual violence. So before we continue to the hot and juicy topic of the day and the super exciting artist interview, here is a fire drop from Elevated.
In all of life, there is a rhythm.
Having the chance to share such a unique and personal performance for family, friends, and fans, what emotions come to you each time you perform?
I think it depends on the time. Sometimes, I'm always super excited. I'm always really nervous before I step up there. There's sometimes like these full circle moments where it just like dawns on me that like I'm here now, and I'm just like I've cried on stage before.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, that gives me chills. Like that.
Or like if my parents come to a show, I'll like usually get emotional. It's a lot of really mixed emotions. It's actually kind of funny that you bring this up because it is really like a roller coaster of emotions up there.
During that time, like that 1 hour.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm on stage, I get to like really just like let loose. And that's always like my biggest goal when I go on stage, is to just really allow myself to be in the moment and feel the music. And it's really interesting because sometimes when I get off stage, I almost feel like I just like meditated. Like my mind is just clear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a weird feeling. And I've realized like after doing that so much that I'm like, oh, I think it's just because I really allow myself to be so present that I'm just soaking in the moment or soaking up the moment. And then I get off stage and I feel like a brand new girl.
Definitely Red Rocks this year was super special to me. I had my grandparents there. Like that was something. It's like a perfect venue where it's not something like this, and it's not like a club, you know. Yeah. And I love the whole TikToks of the grandmas at the club. I don't really want to put my grandma through that. So like it was a perfect way where there's a reality where they never see me perform again. And like my stepdad was there, my dad was there, my mother was there, and it's like just knowing the background of my family. It's like the first time everybody was very much so. I was so stressed, but it's okay. But it was lovely, and it was like, this is like what music can do, and like it really, that community is incredible.
That's a beautiful question. Every time coming to Imagine is so cool because I get to see how much it grew. And Maddie and Glenn, the owners of the festival, are my like family friends. Like I've known them since I started DJing, and so one of my favorite things about Imagine is just seeing it grow. And my family's here. Usually a lot of my family's here. This time my oldest brother came. Yeah.
That must be the best feeling.
It was special. He actually lent us the drums, so that was sick. He made it possible for Frank to play.
I love that question. I'm very emotional. I would say when I'm playing, like the emotions that come through are just, having this opportunity to share my music and share my love with everyone is truly such an honor. And like, I just feel like grateful and a lot of gratitude when I'm up there. And I feel emotional in a way, like I feel like ancestors up there too when I'm playing, like, and it's just like when I'm doing it, I like look up at the sky and I'm like, I'm here to share y'all with everybody through my music and be a vessel for that.
Okay, I just had to play that for y'all because it's just so sweet. Like, I just think about how amazing that must feel to finally accomplish performing at major festivals for massive crowds, and how far we've come as women in the industry. For Women's Month, I want to give credit to some of the women who've shaped EDM into what it is today. Also, like, let me just say, it was actually kind of hard and tedious, like, finding this info and piecing it all together. Like, there's not that much info on this topic that, like, connects all the dots. So, like, the few articles that I found that helped me confirm what I found was on the right track. Thank you. Like, also, I can't even fit all this info in here. I'll probably continue this into like a blog or something, because this is a seriously shortened version of what I found. Like, okay, so we'll just start here, taking it way back to the 1960s when Wendy Carlos and Delia Derbyshire were instrumental in shaping electronic music. Wendy Carlos is a genius and inventor behind the Moog synthesizer. She won 3 Grammys for blending classical tunes like, wait for it, Johann Bach with futuristic beats, and was an advocate for transgendered rights. Fast forward to the disco era where Kim Mazet and Annie Nightingale made significant strides. Kim Mazet is known as the first lady of house music, turning disco anthems into bumping beats we call house music today. And Annie Nightingale is another legendary DJ who rocked BBC radio like nobody's business, spinning tunes and breaking down barriers in a male-dominated industry. So clearly another powerhouse. Then we got Miss D-Jax. She's like the acid queen who revolutionized techno with her D-Jax Upbeats label. Her beats reshaped the techno scene worldwide. Judy Weinstein, she's like the brains behind the beats at David Mancuso's iconic Loft. Her record pool, For the Record, was the heartbeat of the dance scene, connecting talents and shaping sounds for decades. Then there's Sharon White, the trailblazing DJ who lit up venues like The Saint and Paradise Garage. From Studio 54 to Limelight, she's a true icon, making history as Billboard's first female reporter. Moving to the 90s, we've got Heather Hart making waves with Groove Records in New York. She co-founded Groove Records, so like that was the first all-techno record store in New York, alongside Frankie Bones and Adam X. Her influence went beyond the turntables, shaping the techno scene with the creation of the Under One Sky Zone. DJ Minx, the Detroit queen who championed techno roots like nobody's business. Mixmag actually hailed her as one of the 20 women who shaped the history of dance music, and her Women on Wax label was also a total game changer. There's Chemistry and Storm, which was a legendary duo. Missy Elliott, so she's the rap sensation we all know, who redefined R&B and electronic music with Timbaland, creating sounds that still blow our minds today. And it doesn't stop there. There's Ellen Allen, Sarah Lockhart, Jordana Lessence, Super Jane, which was a pioneering supergroup comprising DJ Heather, DJ Colette, DJ Lady D, and Dehoda. There's Sophie, DJ Smoke and Joe, Nina Kravitz, Venus X, Miss Kitten, Emily Lenz, The Black Madonna, Natasha, Honey Dijon. I mean, they're all part of the electronic music tapestry, leaving such a mark on the dance floor. And even though EDM has become one of the most popular genres of music in recent years, one of the biggest challenges women face in the EDM industry is still representation. So FYI, clearly electronic music does not lack talented women. It just lacks sometimes acknowledging credit and promoting. So which has totally led us to this moment, sharing this info. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked myself into this while telling y'all, definitely expect a blog going more into depth about each of these incredibly talented ladies, because this was not enough time. And also, I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to go see female artists set at the next festival you're at, a female artist you've never seen before, and post that on your story and tag us. Like, I live vicariously through y'all stories and share them on our page as well. So please do that. And before we continue to this super awesome artist interview with, psych, I'm not sharing that yet. Y'all have to make some guesses. And so go ahead and make your guess while we hear another fire drop from Elevated. It's Speedy from Rave Talks, and I'm here with Rave Talks with Artists with an amazing person I'm super excited to introduce you guys to. You are
Jessica Outerfred.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Amazing performance at Wobbleland. Absolutely killed it. We want to know what inspired your latest, your set, and your latest music? What was your inspirations?
I think my sets are like, if I could describe my sets with one word, it should be like fun. It's fun dubstep.
Yes.
It's not that serious. You just go to my set to have a good time, to listen to maybe new music, maybe oldies. I love dropping old school songs from like 2000s because that's where I grew up listening to like EDM and what got me into this scene. So to me, it's always really fun to have a super dynamic set.
Yeah.
Always so important.
Yes, I completely agree. And also, I know this collaboration was a little bit older, but we absolutely love the song Rise with Leah Culver. She is an absolute angel.
She is.
Right?
She is.
How did that collaboration come together?
So I pitched that song to Excision, and I was like, hey, we should collab. It was really funny because I was playing, I think, Hampton with him, and then backstage I saw him, and I was with my friends, and I was like, I'm gonna tell him right now that we should do a collab. And my friends were like, okay. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And they were like, go do it. So I went. I'm like, Jeff, hi. Thank you for having me. I was so nervous. And I was like, we should do a collab.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, sure, send me something. And I was like, okay. And then 2 days later, he had the project on his DM. I was like, dude, I need to get this, like, I need to do it. Because it was always like a dream of mine to collab with him, right? Mm-hmm. So it was missing a vocalist. And then my management knew Leah. And they were like, I think she's gonna be like a good fit for the song. I'm like, yes. And then I heard her and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And so we pitched it to Excision and he was like, yes, I love her. And that's how it happened.
Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that song is absolutely incredible
Thank
and
you.
emotional. Like you feel the emotions
I
come to
know.
life
And
in it.
that's also a part of like Leo's writing because
Yeah.
she was going through some stuff, some emotional, and she let it out on the song.
Yeah.
So you can feel it.
Yeah,
you can
really
actually
do.
feel it.
You do. It's true art. It is.
It's true art,
Yeah.
for sure. I love her.
Exactly. Being one of the few female artists to perform on main stages like Wobbleland and EDC Las Vegas, Mexico, Tomorrowland, what advice could you share about that journey?
That's a great question because I think every journey for everyone is different, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be people who's like, oh, I've been through this for like more than 10 years, which is my case. I started in Mexico like more than 10 years ago. Started to play in like little clubs where they kicked me out for playing dubstep because you cannot play dubstep in Mexico at all. And then I had to find a way to play what I like.
Yeah.
So it has been rough in a way, but I do actually enjoy it because I just walked through that path.
Yeah.
And right now where I am, I'm like, yes, I did it. I did it and it was rough, but now I'm here and I love the experience and all the people that I met in the way. So right now for me to actually play main stages is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know where I came from and it's a different context in Mexico City than here or Europe.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm really grateful that I got to leave that context back home so I can experience that here everywhere. You know? So my
Exactly.
journey is kind of different, but I'm really grateful for all the grinding
Yeah.
that I did
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah, exactly. You're truly showing that, whatever you put your mind to, it is possible no matter how much people try to tell you no. Like, just stay focused. Just follow your
You
passion.
can do everything.
Yeah.
You can do everything.
Yes.
A part of that journey, were there any female artists or DJs that were like a big inspiration to you?
Oh, yes. I've always looked up for women just because, I don't know, but in my case, it's always been like, okay, if she got where she is because of her talent, I can do it, So it's always inspiring to me. But when I was starting, I used to love Ana Luno.
Oh, yes.
I love her so much because she was so eclectic and she was really dynamic, mixing house and like kind of like UK garage techno in a way.
Yeah.
So I really, really liked her. Who else? Of course, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, she's classic,
Of
iconic.
course.
Yes.
And then a lot of like great ladies, vocalists. I used to love also Katy B. She's more into like the underground, like drum and bass kind of.
Yeah.
But I really like her and like a lot of women.
Yes. Oh wow, that's amazing. So it's like you not only are just an artist and a DJ, you also have your own record label that you started and festival in Mexico called Madhouse.
Yes.
What are some great tips that you could share about EDM safety for both the men and women?
EDM safety.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can say this because I have my own festival and all that, but like safety wise for us in Mexico is really important to have like just overall before doing a festival we kind of do like we have like this image where we can say, okay, so this is allowed, this is not allowed, because in Mexico crowds go so wild.
Yeah.
Like for example, last year they broke the entire bathroom from the venue.
No way.
So it's kind of floated.
Oh my god.
So you have to step it up and say what objects can you allow into the festival, what objects cannot, and like just be really clear like the rules of the venue and stuff, you know, so everyone's like really safe. And then they go wild into the mosh pits. So we need to have a bunch of security there because they go wild and there's ladies in the mosh pit, so we have to keep them like really safe.
Yeah.
And then there's areas also for minors. They have the balcony.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and so we have like a bunch of like rules so they can follow. Of course, you never know what's gonna happen if they're gonna break a bathroom or not. But we do need to be like super clear to them. Yeah, for sure.
I completely agree. I can only imagine. Oh my goodness.
So weird.
Breaking in bathrooms just last minute. I have to figure out. Okay,
It was
this is what we're
floating.
doing.
It was like floating. I'm like, now what?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every single minute, someone came in and like, this happened. No, this happened. No, I'm like, bro.
No.
Are you serious? But I mean, I can understand it because we don't have any other bass festival in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
So I get why people is like kind of crazy, but you need to chill in a way, you know, like chill.
Yeah, like know your limits.
It's actually a madhouse.
Yeah.
It's actually a madhouse.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, exactly like what it's called.
Exactly.
No, I think it's absolutely a beautiful thing that you're able to create for Mexico and show like this is awesome music that is international and really bring that back into your hometown.
Exactly.
Like,
Because when I grew up, I didn't have that. So I had to make my own events for me to play and for people from my label to play because we didn't have anything. So it started growing until it became like a festival.
Yeah.
But we started in a room like for 200 people where the ceiling was falling off.
No way.
The cops got in. My boyfriend got like into the cops' car, and we were like, "What is going on?" But that's when we knew that we can actually make it bigger.
Happen. Yeah,
Yes.
you're like, this is what the people want.
It was a lot of people, so we were like, need a bigger venue, and that's how we started.
Wow, that's amazing. It truly is inspirational. And on top of all of that, you also collaborated with Adidas with a campaign of defining music for Adidas. Can you share a little bit about that experience? Like, how did that come to be? That's awesome.
I've been an ambassador for Adidas for, I think, 5 years now. I've been signed to them. And it started because I actually love Adidas so much. Like, organically, I love that brand so much. So I started posting all these photos and tagging them
on everything. Adidas, yes.
So one of the people who worked for them on PR, he noticed it. And he approached me and he was like, oh, I know you like Adidas and we kind of like your style in a way. So what if we start sending you maybe 3 pieces of clothing, maybe 1 pair of sneakers every 6 months? I'm like, yes! So we did that for like a year and a half. They will send me like maybe 2 t-shirts, but I will wear them so much and tag them so much that they started to
Really acknowledge.
they acknowledged it and they gave me a contract.
Oh my gosh,
That's how it
awesome.
happened.
Well, I mean, your style is always amazing. It shows your art expands more than just your music. It's who you are as a human.
Yes.
Like, I feel you. I absolutely love Adidas
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
What's your favorite style from Adidas? Like, I love Ultra Boost. Those Ultra Boost Adidas shoes are my favorite.
I actually love top 10s and high, just because Adidas doesn't have a lot of high sneakers.
Yeah.
So when they release one, I'm like, I love it. I love the high Nisas, the top 10s. There's like this boot, like a superstar boot. I love it. But I also love all the new ones, like from Fear of God, for example, and all that collab. And the classic pieces too. I love the superstars.
Oh, yes, yeah, iconic ones.
Yeah, the
That's
iconic,
great.
yes.
Wow. Well, I mean, you're truly just an iconic and queen in the bass industry. We cannot thank you enough. What is your message as a female DJ, artist, record label owner, festival owner, all of it? What's your message?
That everything is possible. It doesn't matter where you live, where you grew up. Everything is possible. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a man. If you work hard, if you're a good person, and if you have a different style from everyone else, you got this. You got this.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I completely agree with you. It's so true. It's just doing what you love.
Yes.
Everything is absolutely possible.
Yes.
It really is. And if you have great intentions, it comes back tenfold.
But
It
you
is.
do need to work hard, though.
Oh yeah.
You do need to work hard. That's one thing that everyone like who's just starting, they're like, when is it going? When am I going to get bookings?
Yeah.
Like it takes a while, but you get there.
Yeah.
You get there.
Yeah. It's like
Don't give up.
Exactly. I was about to say, don't stop whenever you feel like it's hard, because if anything, that's like it's closer.
Exactly.
It's getting closer.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, would you like to give any special shout outs at this time?
Well, shout out to you guys. Thank you for this interview. And I love you. Hope to see you soon at any festival. There's new music coming out soon, new collabs, new shows.
Oh, we love it.
So beware.
Check it out, you guys. Thank you. Yes. And real quick before we go, we'd love to trade candy with you just to show the plur culture and how much we appreciate you.
Let's do this. I'm an expert now because at the beginning I didn't know what to do, like with my fingers, but now I know. Now I know. See? Easy.
I love it. And it matches your and matches your hair.
Yes, more stuff.
Oh my gosh. So that's so cute.
I know. Charmander is my favorite Pokemon.
love it.
And people kind of knows it or something, but
Yes, and it says queen. You are a queen. Welcome to the official festival weather report, where I'll tell y'all what the weather will be-ish when the festival comes around. I don't know about y'all, but I am horrible with checking the weather, and that has messed my mood and fit for festivals, mainly because I hate being cold and wet. So now I am doing these festival weather reports as a reminder for myself to plan outfits according to weather, and I hope this helps y'all too. There's two major festivals this month. First is Ultra. Ultra is at the end of Miami Music Week. Please make sure you are aware of where the medical tents are, where all the water stations are, where all the restrooms are, and last, where all the exits are located. For the days leading up to Ultra in Miami, the weather is looking like pretty nice, sunny, cloudy days with temperatures being high 60s to mid 70s. But Friday, the first day of Ultra, as of now, it's showing sunny rains and potential thunderstorms midday. So maybe bring a poncho or umbrella if you don't want to get wet.
Besides that, it's looking sunny and beautiful and def on the warmer side. During that same time is Beyond Wonderland in San Bernardino, California. Please make sure you are aware of where the medical tents are located, where water stations are located, where all the restrooms are, and last, where all the exits are located. Beyond Wonderland is definitely going to be on the chilly side, y'all. Like, each time I go, I feel so unprepared for how freezing it gets when it's dark out. This year, it still is looking like it'll still be on that chillier side. That Friday, March 22nd, the weather is showing a high of 65 and low 41, and Saturday being a high 65 and low 42. So I strongly suggest wearing your thermal tights, jackets, maybe bring a pair of sweatpants because it's looking like it'll be pretty chilly. Next month, there's a new festival in Texas called Texas Eclipse Festival. We've never been before, but this one looks really fun and interesting, and the weather isn't looking too crazy. It's in Burnett, Texas, April 5th to the 9th. As of right now, the weather is looking pretty good with the highs being 69 to 80 degrees each day and a low each day being 45 to 55. Thankfully, that festival is ending on the 9th because as of right now, it's showing rain for the 10th. Also, we cannot forget to mention Coachella, y'all. If you're attending, I hope you have a blast, and most importantly, be safe. They're predicting 90,000 attendees each day. So make sure you're coming in phones charged, fanny packs, earplugs, and good vibes. Please be aware of where medical tents are located, where water stations are located, where restrooms are located, and where all the exits are. Parking can be a nightmare because of all the traffic, so I would strongly suggest leaving earlier. Both weekends are looking like perfect sunny, hot weather days with temperatures ranging from 90s to high 50s. It's desert weather. I went twice, and those windy sandstorms can take you by surprise, so I would also suggest bringing a bandana just in case. And that's a wrap for the RT Festival Weather Report. If y'all have any questions or want to know more about our advice for festivals or want a certain festival on the RT Festival Weather Report, please reach out to us through our Instagram or website. Happy Women's Month! Recapping, if you would like to be an active bystander when witnessing harmful behavior, make sure to check out righttobe.org. They go more into detail on their 5Ds protocol. And remember, my Women's Month challenge for you, which is go watch a female artist set at the next festival you're at. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Rave Talks. Make sure to check us out on our website. Sign up for our content creator program. We have a new campaign going live this month. We also have a lot of awesome blogs coming out this month. Most importantly, have fun. Be safe, love life, and have the best March ever. You deserve the world and so much more. How does it get better than that? Bye.